What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to work on a project that will help me organize the radio stuff and the charging cables for my GoPros and everything associated with going to drift events. So I've got this big mess of stuff. It's going to be my chargers for my radios, and then I've got this multi-port USB charger with all my GoPro cables and so forth, and then GoPro battery chargers and whatnot. So basically, I'm just going to go through this and kind of create a way that I don't have to carry around this big bundle of mess and have a bunch of plugs and everything. I'm going to organize it all together and make it something that's much better and more compact than this mess of stuff. And hopefully keep it to where it's not going to rattle or shake around and get jumbled up while it's in the trailer, because I'm intending to bolt it to the trailer. So I've never done this before. You're just going to kind of go along the process with me here, and as I figure things out and tweak things, it's going to end up how it ends up. I don't know if it's going to be best or ideal. I looked at some other people's organization methods, and I certainly liked some things and didn't like some things. So I'm going to try and give it my own spin and see what we come up with, and hopefully it works.
All right, so first thing to do is get rid of all this stuff that I don't need. Try and organize them, see exactly what I've got. I'll be using that. My goal, I think the best plan for this is I'm just going to combine all the wiring into one plug. I don't see any reason why it needs to be on multiple. I'm not an electrician, and I don't really know if that's going to screw anything up, but I don't think it will, so I'm just going to send it. I'm going to keep this plug for the USB box unmodified for now, and basically just try and get this organized. I have, looks like 5 chargers. I'd like to have 6, or maybe I'll do 5, and then this thing. Yeah, that looks like it would work pretty good. What I'd like to do is have them kind of at a 45-degree angle with something bolted onto the wall so that you can put the radio in, and gravity still helps hold it, but if it's at a bit of an angle, then I can stack them like this. I'm going to go ahead and pop one of these open and just see what's inside. Alright. Yeah, so kind of like I was thinking, it's pretty basic inside here. Just the power wire goes to the board, and on the board it does the conversion, whatever it does, and blah blah blah, and there you go. So I'm just going to put it back together. It would have been smarter for me to have a radio with me so that I could see kind of what it's going to look like and hang out like, but I think it'll be okay just as it is. Now I need to find some material and decide how I'm going to make it. Okay, so I found a piece of roof flashing, basically, some thin metal, steel, pretty cheap, well, free because it was in scrap, but I think because it's got this angle on it, it's actually going to work pretty good for what I'm trying to do here. So I just kind of came up with an idea in my head. Basically, I'd like to use 3 sections of this that are the width of these combined, and with those kind of create that stair step I'm talking about. So the top one is going to be, I'm going to need to relax this bend a little bit, so take it down to a 45 or whatever kind of angle I'm looking for the first level. And then the second one is just going to be this, using it as a step basically. And the last one is going to be flipped like this, to where I'll have something to put a screw through here into the wall. And then I'll just kind of weld them all together. Like I said in the beginning, I'm just kind of coming up with the ideas as they come to me and trying to make it work out as best I can, but I don't want to spend a ton of time on it or money. I'm going to mark it here. I'm hanging about a 1/4 inch off the side. Just kind of go by eye. Doesn't have to be perfect, but close enough. Alright, so a couple of pieces, evenly cut. You probably saw that little trick I did where you mark the first one, then you cut it, and then you just stack it on top of the other one, and then cut that, just using the edge as a guide. Makes it simple. So I've got my pieces here. This third one was a little bit short, but I think it's actually going to be just fine. I'm going to use this as the bottom one. So imagine this is the wall right here. This is up against the wall. And then this is welded on like that at a bit of an angle. And then the other one is stacked on top of it like that is my plan. So then I have to unbend this a bit to get it to go flat, where I can run some screws through here that will go into the wall. So it's a wood wall. I can just use self-tapping wood screws on that section to hold it to the wall, and then the same thing but down here. And have two places to bolt it on there. Probably should go ahead and cut out a section for this guy. But yeah, I'm going to cut out just this top part so that the back of that can sit like that. Okay, got that cut out. So you can see what I was talking about. It's going to fit like that now. And we'll give room for these other ones to... Well, now I got another problem. Crap. The thickness of this is too thick. It's got 3 C's instead of 2. So I'm marking it right now just to get exactly where I'm going to drill the hole for the wiring. It just has to be in between that. Alright, next you'll get a punch, and where your holes are marked, just kind of get it there. Let the punch do the work. Just like that. See the solid marks. Next, grab a drill bit. Basically, you just come in here, grab one, and then get your wire that you're trying to drill a hole for and kind of hold it over it. Make sure it's the right width. Next, get your piece, get it lined up with the drill, and then make sure you clamp it. And that's what I do, is I'll get the drill bit to hold it where it's nice and comfortable and relaxed, and then go in and clamp it. You back this off a bit, start it, and then it should be real easy to drill through. Bam. Move on to the next one. There we go. 2 holes. Take them over here and polish. Yeah, you see they're mounted up there, lined up. I'm probably going to end up just gluing these down, I think. I'm going to show you how I bend that. I don't have a brake or any kind of proper metal bending tools here. So I'll show you how to do it with a vise, the easy way. Alright, so since this doesn't need to be super precise and this stuff's pretty thin, I'm going to just try sticking it in the vise here at an angle. And just try and make sure it's even, and then you just start to squeeze. And hopefully it bends it the right way. Okay, you notice I'm getting a lot of teeth marks right here, but it is starting to kind of relax that metal a bit, that bend. So what I'm going to do is put this piece of aluminum to help prevent those teeth marks. I want it to slip on this side and bite on this side so that this doesn't move, and it just allows this to kind of slip through and bend it. While I pull on it, it's working perfect. So putting that piece of aluminum there made all the difference. Alright, that looks like about just what I was looking for. Alright, next step is to get these to attach. Now, as I figured out before, I got a bit of a gap because of the height of this. I'm going to cut a slit. Just kind of cut this about like that. Not all the way, but just to where this can kind of bend down just a touch to clear that weld joint up there. I'm going to glue this onto here, so I can just put some glue here. Alright, so I've got the cut. And you can see that if I just kind of pull on it a bit, I get that slight offset So that's going to be, look at that, perfect. So where now I can put this piece on top, everything clears, see that? So now I just weld this across, and then I'm pretty much done. Now I'm going to have this piece that welds. Oh shit, I didn't think about that. So now, okay, so now I got to go get something else that's flat on this plane to come across and meet this somewhere. I don't know, I'll figure that out in a minute. Right now, just got to get this welded. So anything you're welding, you always have to clean up all the paint or finish that's on it. There you go. So these are the two sides that are gonna meet up. Wait, I did it wrong. Alright, now I got it. Pink. Alright, so I got this set up now. You can kind of see. I'm looking right at trying to get this to be a 90-degree angle with this, or parallel. So the way I'm doing this, since these aren't exactly bent 90, is I've got this one clamped tight to the table, and then I've got these pieces of scrap that are kind of like a nice wedge. So I'm using a magnetic square, only when I put it on there normally it tilted this back too much. So I've kind of used the wedge there to adjust how much it pitches this forward in order to get what I feel like is much more close to parallel or 90 degrees. And that looks pretty good right there. So now I'm going to weld that right along this joint. And you'll notice I have plenty of space over here. So once this kind of starts getting welded, then I'll move the magnetic square. So yeah, just put a tack on it. It's not structural, so like it doesn't matter that it doesn't need a full bead, it doesn't need anything like that. Alright. 3 good enough welds. So now, see, this is gonna be just like that. Alright, so this flat plane, this table is simulating the wall. I've got it clamped as if it were screwed in here. So I need some way to brace it on the bottom. If I take some more of this flashing, I can come up here and just do it like that. But I have this guy hanging down. So what I've done is got this here and kind of envisioning it on the wall. If you look from this perspective, you can still get the drill, you know, to go in like this, which is part of what I'm thinking about to try and mount the thing. And remember, I have this little offset here, so all I'm going to do, you see I have it marked here, is just chop off a little edge of this, and then I'm just going to weld this whole thing right across, so it'll have plenty of support, still be able to bolt in just like I wanted. Side profile will look nice, and won't have anything to worry about. So now I'm hit the bandsaw and cut that thing off. Now that it's cut, time to polish it real quick, get the finish off. Now I got it mocked up here. I'm going to put a tack here, put a tack here. Oh my god, that worked out perfect. I'm just trying to push this piece against the metal here. And so I just need a little help. It might look like I know what I'm doing, but I am the king of fake it till you make it. Cool. Welds aren't too bad. Everything is square, mounted up. It's coming along nicely. It's not going to work. I need them to be offset enough like this. And if you look here, this is bending down and kind of taking up a lot of valuable real estate. So what I'm going to do is just take the bottom of these off and get the wire, instead of coming out the back, I'm going to drill a hole right here and just have the wire come out the bottom. Okay, drilled the hole, super simple. Rerouted the wire to go right through it. See if it works. Bam. Perfect. It's going to sit so much nicer. It looked like I meant to do it. Release. You gotta be careful. I took this, set it up against here, just like that. Okay, got the hole. See this going through. Light is still there. Coming out the bottom. All good. So next step is I'm going to take it all back off, and I'm going to just paint this black. Just going to give it a light scuff. Scotch-Brite pad. I'm going to wipe it down with some brake clean. And that's it. Ready to paint. I've just got a piece of welding wire here that is just going to hold it on this fence. And I'm just going to give it a light coat. It's a little bit windier than I would like, but whatever. Just finished paint on there. It's a pretty half-assed decent job. A couple of runs, doesn't really matter. I'm going to glue all this stuff in. I think I'm just going to use some silicone. That's about the last step before wiring. That's all the fabrication that I need to do. Alright, so I'm using the right stuff here. It's going to be the glue I choose. See there. Nice. I went ahead and drilled 2 holes here that are going to be for the mounting screws. Alright, so I decided to go ahead and glue everything on at once. So I've got it kind of mocked up here in the vise. And the reason why is because I wanted to be able to get these in position, and if these needed to move, I wanted to do that before the glue dried. Alright, got those all nicely lined up and clamped in. Last one is this guy. Alright, definitely just going to leave that to dry, leave it alone. Alright, so now that this is dried for a couple hours, I'm still going to leave the clamps on it because I think it probably should sit overnight, but I'm going to go ahead and get the wiring done. So I just got these little tie wraps and just kind of get everything cleanly organized. So right here is about where I'm going to terminate everything. I have enough room to strip it back, and then I'm just going to put some heat shrink around this guy at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my main plug. Basically, I'm going to have everything come to one joint together, and then from there feed out. Bam. Alright, so that was kind of a pain in the butt, but what I did is I separated the wires. I grouped them all together. So all of these bundle are the ones with the white writing on them, and all these are blank. So even on the USB one, it has this white writing on one of them. Again, I don't know if it makes a difference if there's a positive or negative. I'm not an electrician. Now, I'm going to choose to solder all this stuff together. I was thinking I would just do a crimp butt connector, but I think because there's so many strands and they have an easy ability to probably pull out, I'm going to go ahead and solder it all together. That is done and together. I guess I should probably test it before I terminate it. Let's plug it in. Let's see. Look at that. All lights are on. I have to assume light. Oh no. That one doesn't have a light. Uh-oh. I hope that charger's not gone bad. Maybe the light's just bad. Oh, I should probably not be touching that. Huh. Oh, I almost just shocked the shit out of myself. Okay. Cool. Well, no light on that one. No telling if it's good or not. I'll have to get a radio to find. I can go ahead and I unplugged it. That would have been hilarious on camera. I just got lucky as hell. I sure hope that one charger works, despite that light being out. I think it still works, but I don't remember.
So that's it. Wiring done. Probably works still, but not 100% sure. All the other ones definitely work. And there's your final product. Nice and simple and clean, much more compact for sure. One power cord. Everything lights up except for this one. RIP. Alright, made it to my trailer. Final product ready for install. I've decided to put it right here. Just something simple and low to the tabletop because I want the USB cables to be able to charge the GoPros, which will be sitting right here normally. So I made sure to position it with the radios in it, that everything else is going to be out of the way. Looks pretty good. I've just got a couple of self-tappers. I'm going to line it up. Oh my god. Take two. We got power. Plug in my radios. And voila, it works. So there you go, finished product, installed. I'll zip tie up the power cord and stuff, you know, try and clean it up a little bit more. But yeah, this is going to be a much more compact charging station, and everything seemed to work out pretty good. I didn't even shock myself, so that's a bonus. So thanks for watching this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any improvements to make on this, you know, again, like I said in the beginning, I'm not a professional in terms of designing and building these things. I just did it off the cuff from a design that I had in my head. So if you have anything that you would suggest to make this easier, better, more complete, please leave a comment down below. Let me know. You know, we're all here to learn. We're all here to improve our own lives and our own sanity, and we can always learn from each other.